Yeah, a very good evening to one and all. So hope you guys are able to hear me and able to see my screen, everyone. Can you guys please confirm over the chat? Can you guys please confirm over the chat whether you guys are able to hear me and able to hear me, able to see the screen and able to hear me or not? Yeah, fine. Yeah, thanks for the confirmation, sir. Okay, yeah. So as part of our last session, what we have discussed, sir? As part of our last session, what we have discussed, sir? What is the last session we have discussed, guys? We just completed we just completed of what? We just completed of an SQL part, sir. Okay, SQL part. Okay, we just completed what, sir? SQL part. So as part of our last session, what we have discussed, sir? We just discussed about what? The views and the various types of views. Right or not, sir? And we just discussed about what? The database views and the various types of database views or not? Can you guys please confirm what are the different types of views are there in Oracle? What are the different types of views are there in Oracle, sir? Come on, guys. What are the different types of views are there in the Oracle? Come on, guys. Please try to recollect the things. What are the different types of the views are there in the Oracle? Come on, guys. Number one, what is the first view, sir? We discussed about simple view. Then what is the next one? So we just discussed about what? Read-only view. And what is the third one, sir? What is the third one, sir? Complex view, sir. Okay, complex views. And what is the fourth one, sir? Materialized view, sir. What is the difference between a normal view and a materialized view, sir? A normal view can execute the SQL statement on the base tables, sir. Right or not? What is the difference between normal views? What is the difference between what normal view versus materialized view? Come on, guys. What is the difference between what normal view versus materialized view, sir? In case of the normal view, sir, whatever the select query you have incorporated in the view, okay, whatever the select query incorporated in the view, sir, that select query always going to be an executable on where, sir? Base tables. Okay. So by using the normal views, sir, by using like as in the normal views, always the select queries, okay, always the select query will be executed on the base tables directly. Base tables directly, sir. That is what the normal view, sir. So when it comes for on the materialized view, sir, when it is comes for the materialized view, what it is going to what it will do, sir? It will execute the it will execute the select query on the base tables. Along with that, it will hold what? Everyone able to see my screen, guys? Everyone, could you please confirm? Everyone able to see my screen? Could you please confirm, guys, over the chat? Yes. Sanprakash, could you please rejoin to the meeting so that you will get to solve that issue? That is only only for you, only it is not visible. Okay, fine. What is the purpose of materialized view, sir? What is the purpose of the materialized view? By using this view, by using this kind of view, it will execute what the select query on the base tables. Along with that, output of the select query will be also preserved or not, sir? So by using this kind of the views, by using what this kind of views, always executing what the select query, always executing what the select query on the base tables, on the base table, plus and holding the output of the second, holding the output of and the select query as well. Agree or not, sir? So by using this kind of materialized view, sir, by using the materialized view, so whatever the select query you have passed in the materialized view, sir, that that select query will be executed on the base tables. Along with that, so that select query result also will be holded that kind of view or not, sir? Come on, guys. That is true or not? So in this materialized view, sir, always whatever the select query you have passed through materialized view, that select query will be executed on the base tables, plus that select query result will be holded on that view or not? Come on, guys. Is that true or not, everyone? Is that true or not, sir, everyone? That is what the materialized view or not, sir? So now tell me, sir, if the base table is modified, the view will be reflected in the normal view or not? Come on, guys. What is the second point? What is the second point? If the base table is modified in the normal views, if the base table is modified with some data, okay, so automatically view will be reflected or not reflected, sir? Tell me, sir, view will be reflected or not reflected? Come on, guys, respond. I need response from you. If the base table data is modified, if the base table is modified with some data, automatically the view will be reflected or not reflected? Will be reflected. Will be reflected, sir, automatically. So now tell me, if the base table is modified when you are working with the materialized view, when you guys working with what materialized view, if the base table is modified, if the base table is modified with some data, tell me, automatically materialized view output will be reflected or not reflected? Come on, guys. When you guys working with when the base table got modified, sir, when you are working with the materialized view, if the base table got modified, tell me, automatically the materialized view will be reflected or not reflected, sir? Automatically materialized view, okay, materialized view output or data, materialized view data or the output cannot be reflected. Understand, sir? As a DB programmer, he have to do the refresh manually, right or not? How can you do the refresh, sir? Could you please tell me how can you do the refresh? How can you do the refresh, sir, in the materialized view? What is the command for that? As I already given you on yesterday. In the last session, I given you that one, sir. How to execute the materialized view? How do you refresh the materialized view, sir? Yes, if the base table is modified, sir, modified with some data, automatically materialized view data or the output cannot be reflected to the view, sir. Okay, so as a DB guy, we have to execute. Okay, as a DB programmer, we need to refresh the materialized view manually. We need to refresh the materialized view manually with the help of below command. With the help of what? Below command, sir. That's all. Okay, this is what the command for that, sir. This is what the command for that. Execute dbms_mu dot refresh. Okay, this is nothing but a materialized view name, sir. Okay, this is nothing but an what? Materialized view name. This is what like as an hard refresh. Hard refresh means DB programmer has to refresh the data, refresh the materialized view, sir. At that time, it is going to extract the updated data from the base tables. That's all. Hope you understand this point, guys. These are the things which we have discussed on last session, sir. Hope you are clear. Any doubts before getting into start for the today's discussion? Any doubts, guys, so far? I'm open for your questions, sir. I'm open for your questions related to SQL part. I'm an open for the questions for your SQL part, sir. Anybody having any questions? Are you good with the so far, whatever the content I have given here? Whatever the content I have given here so far with respect to the SQL sessions. Is that clear? Everyone in line with me? Any doubts? Any questions? Any blockers? Okay. Sir, if you are not responding means I am just treating as an what? No, sir. Okay, if you are not responding means I am just treating as an the no. No doubts from your side. Okay then. Good, sir. Okay. So as part of our today's session, sir, we are getting into the another part of an SQL that is nothing but an what? What we are going to, sir, what we are going to learn, sir? Yes. So as part of our today's session, we will talk about what? PLSQL. Okay. Yes. Sounds good, Sudha. Sounds good for your response. Okay. If you have any questions, so just let me know so that let me know in the further in the future classes as well, or also you can just ping the message in the Oracle group itself, sir. Okay. If anybody having any issues with respect to the SQL part, okay, with respect to the SQL part, you can raise your question at the group itself, sir. Okay. For creating the database in the workbench, we should first create an SQL command line. No, sir. You can create the database at the workbench as well. And also I also given you the sort of command, right? So to create the database through the command line as well. You can create the database in any interface, Praveen. Either you can create the database through command line, or else you can create the database through workbench as well. That should not be an issue. Okay. Any other questions? Okay then. It's asking permissions while creating. Okay. Are you working with another your user account, or you are working with the root account, Praveen? If you are working with the root account means it will never ask you the permissions. It will never ask you the permissions, Praveen. If you are trying to create the database with your newly created user means maybe and it will ask you the permissions. Just to cross verify that one. Okay. So if you are getting any kind of permissions issue, just you need to allocate the permissions correctly, sir. Whatever the SQL command I given in the class. Whatever the permissions command I issued in the class, so execute that permissions command only. Okay. That will solve your issue. Okay then. So that's all about for the SQL part, sir. Okay, we are just getting into the another part of an Oracle that is called PLSQL, sir. Okay, so anybody know the full form of the PLSQL, sir? Come on, guys. Anybody knows about what is in the PLSQL before getting to start? Anybody knows about what is PLSQL? PLSQL stands for procedural language by structured query language, sir. PLSQL stands for what? The first point, sir. The first point. The PLSQL stands what? The procedural language. Okay, procedural language by structured query language. Okay, structured query language, sir. That is nothing but an what? PLSQL, sir. So PLSQL, I can say PLSQL is an extension of SQL language or not, sir? Come on, guys. PLSQL is an extension of SQL language or not? First of all, tell me SQL, what is meant by SQL? What is the purpose of an SQL, sir? Come on, guys. Can anyone tell me what is SQL and what is the purpose of an SQL? What is SQL, sir? SQL stands for what? Structured query language. By using like SQL, what we can do, sir? We can communicate with what? RDBMS database softwares, right or not? By using like as an SQL, so what we can do, sir? We can communicate with what? RDBMS database softwares, sir. Relational database softwares. Relational database softwares means always data will be available in which format? Table format. In the table format, rows and columns wise, right or not? Come on, guys. That is what the importance of an SQL, right? SQL stands for what? A structured query language. This is under SQL language is helpful for communicating with what? Communicating or interacting with what? RDBMS database softwares, sir. Understand, sir? That is what the importance of an SQL, sir. So when it comes for the PLSQL, sir, the PLSQL is in what? Nothing but an extension of SQL language, sir. Okay. So basically, SQL language is in the declarative programming language or not? Tell me, sir. Declarative programming language or not, sir? When you are working with an SQL, so tell me if I'm if you guys interacting with an Oracle, okay, so connect system and then manager connected, sir. Okay, and then set line size. Okay, set line size as 350. Okay, then fine. So see, sir, now tell me, sir, it's a declarative programming or not? When I am giving some command, it will query the data from the database and it will give you the data in front of you or not, sir? Tell me, sir, whatever the command you have passed to the data, whatever the command you have passed to the Oracle, so based on that the command, it will give you that result to you or not, sir? So can I say it is a declarative kind of programming language or not? Come on, sir. It's a declarative kind of programming language or not, sir? SQL. Come on, sir. In the SQL, at a time, can we execute like one command or more than one command? Come on, sir. In the SQL, at a time, execute one command or more than one command, sir? Only one command, only we can execute in SQL. But typically, the business requirement may be on what? I wanted to execute the group of commands. I wanted to execute the group of commands in the single shot. In a single shot, I wanted to execute some group of commands, sir. In such a situation, SQL will be supported for the business requirement. Come on, sir. If I want to execute some group of SQL commands, sir, so SQL will be support for that for the business requirement? No, SQL will never support for that, sir. Okay. In such a cases, we will be the jumping on to where? PLSQL, procedural language. Procedural language. Procedural language means nothing but on what? Where you are going to where you can pass like as in the bunch of SQL statements to the Oracle engine in the single round trip. Understand, sir? That is what the importance, sir. That is what like as an importance. Okay. So see, sir, PLSQL is an what? It's an extension of SQL language, but SQL is an what? SQL is an what? The declarative, the programming language, sir. It's a declarative programming language, whereas PLSQL is what? It's nothing but on what? The procedural or the programming. So it's a nothing but on what? The procedural language of an SQL, sir. Understand, sir? So procedural language of an SQL. That's all. Okay. So whereas PLSQL is not a, let us go with that. PLSQL is not a declarative. It's not a what? Declarative programming language, sir. It's not a declarative programming language. That is the third point, sir. Okay. So PLSQL is not a declarative programming language, whereas SQL is an what? The declarative programming language, sir. So the best example is nothing but on part passing like as in the commands through CLI interface. That is nothing but an what? Declarative approach, sir. Okay. Yes. So, but in a SQL, in the SQL program, in the SQL language, we can execute only one SQL command at a time. Understand or not, sir? Come on, sir. In the SQL language, so we can execute only one command at a time or not. But whereas in PLSQL, okay, but whereas in PLSQL, sir, but whereas in the PLSQL, we can execute the group of statements as a single unit, at a time. So tell me, sir, that is what I discussed it, sir. At a time, we can pass only one command to the Oracle engine. At a time, we can pass only one command to the Oracle engine. That's why it is we can solve. That's why SQL we can call it as an what? That's why SQL we can call it as an what? Declarative programming language, sir. But whereas PLSQL is not a declarative kind of programming language where you can pass what? A bunch of commands to the database in the single round trip, sir. Okay, where you can pass what? The bunch of SQL commands as an what? Single unit as a at a time. That is what the things are. Hope you guys are comfortable so far. The points, whatever I have given so far. Come on, guys, everyone. In SQL, we can execute only one command at a time, sir. But whereas PLSQL, we can execute what? The group of statements as what? Single unit at a time. That is the point, sir. Okay. And SQL language cannot support. Okay. Cannot support for what? SQL language cannot support for what? Control structures. Okay. Control structures, sir. So is it possible to write like as in the if condition and else if condition or if else if ladder condition, sir? Is it possible to write any kind of in any kind of conditional statements or any kind of looping control statements in SQL language? Come on, guys. Is it possible to write any kind of conditional statements or the looping statements inside the SQL statements, sir? Inside the SQL language? Come on, guys. Is it possible? Is it possible to write like as an any kind of conditional statements or any kind of looping statements in the SQL? No, sir. That is not possible. Okay, SQL language cannot support for what? Control structures, and there is no option to write like what in conditional blocks in the SQL, and there is no option for what writing like as in the looping control statements as well. But whereas in PLSQL, so we can have that an option, sir. Understand, sir? Understand my point or not, sir? Understand my point or not? But whereas in PLSQL, we have an option or not, sir? But whereas in the PLSQL, whereas PLSQL allows the user, allows the programmer to define what? Allows the programmer to implement or allows the programmer to implement the different control structures, sir. Control structures. So if you remember correctly, when you are learning at the Java at the initial stage, you have learned like as an how to write the if condition, how to write like as a nested if condition, how to write the loops. All these things we have learned or not, sir? Come on, guys. All these things we have learned or not? At the same way, so whenever you want to write any kind of the programming things at the SQL side, definitely you need to learn what? Some of the control structures, sir. Understand, sir? SQL language doesn't support for what? Control structures, but whereas PLSQL will support for what? The different control structures, sir. Yes. So you can write if conditions, you can write nested if conditions, you can write loops, you can write switch kind of blocks as well. Understand, sir? You can write like as in the switch kind of blocks as well. That is possible in PLSQL, sir. Understand? So all these things we can achieve through what? PLSQL, not SQL. Okay. Yes. And one more important point is PLSQL. Okay. PLSQL provides the most important concepts related to OOPS. OOPS. So what are the OOPS principles, sir? PLSQL provides like as in the most important concept. Okay, most important concept related to what? OOPS, sir. In the OOPS, so we are going to mainly focusing on what? Reusability. Okay, reusability, sir. Understand, sir? Reusability. Understand? So PLSQL provides like as in the most important concepts related to what? Reusability, sir. Often the OOPS. What do you mean by reusability, sir? Defining once and it can be reused anywhere in the application or not, sir? Tell me, sir. Defining the once in the application and can be reused in anywhere in the application or not? How can we achieve the reusability in Java? Come on, guys. How can you achieve the reusability in Java, sir? How can you achieve the reusability in Java? Through inheritance, right? Okay, through inheritance, right? In the PLSQL also provides an most important concept related to the OOPS as and what? Reusability. That reusability through what? Okay, in Java, that reusability is through what? Inheritance. But in the PLSQL, the reusability through what? Stored procedures and stored functions. Understand, sir? Stored procedures and stored functions, sir. Understand my point, sir? Understand my point or not, everyone? Okay. So what is the reusable component in the PLSQL, sir? What is a reusable component in the PLSQL? Come on, guys. How can you achieve the reusable component in PLSQL? Come on, sir. What is the reusability component in PLSQL? Stored procedures and stored functions, sir. Try to respond, sir. If I got some response from you, that would be an giving what? Interactive session, sir. Best interactive session. Okay. So as I already told you, sir, in Java, so we can have like as in the reusability feature in object-oriented programming pillars through what? Inheritance. But same way, the same concept is applicable in PLSQL as well. That same PLSQL reusability concept through what? Same PLSQL reusability concept through what? Stored procedures and stored functions, sir. Through that functions and procedures only, the reusability concept will be there in PLSQL. Hope you guys are comfortable so far. Yes. Okay, sir. And PLSQL supports another kind of things as well, sir. Okay. The PLSQL plays a central role. Okay. PLSQL plays like as an what? Central role through what? Cursors. Exceptions. Okay. Exceptions. Procedures. Okay. So procedures, functions, triggers, etc. Understand, sir? Understand my point or not? So PLSQL plays like as in the plays like as in the major role in the following areas, like as in what? In the following areas, sir, such as what? Cursors, sir. So when you are learning with the JDBC in advanced Java, you might have learned like what? You might have learned with what? Result set, right? What is the purpose of result set, sir? What is the purpose of result set? Which holds the data or not, sir? Come on, sir. I hope everyone already attending like advanced Java, right, sir? Yes. So tell me, sir, in advanced Java, we have a result set concept is there, right, sir? For holding the data, not for storing the data, sir. Okay. Not for storing the data, sir. Holding the data. Okay, result set is for what? Holding the data, sir. Whatever the select query you have passed to the data to the database from Java application, it's just for holding the data of what in the result set object. At the database side in the PLSQL, the cursors concept is meant for what? Holding the data. Okay, at the PLSQL side, to hold the bulk data giving by the SQL statement, the cursors are meant for what? The cursors are purely meant for what? Holding the data, sir. Holding the bulk data where you can process the data through what? Cursors and exceptions, sir. Mainly the purpose of as a Java programmer or a database programmer, definitely you need to take care of and the runtime exceptions, right, sir? To handle or propagate the runtime exceptions in the smooth manner. So definitely exception handling support is required, right, sir? So, and that is also we are going to learn exceptions, sir. How to handle the exceptions at runtime and how to handle like as an exceptions at runtime and what are the predefined exceptions and how can you create a user defined exception as well. Okay. And the cursors are meant for what? Holding the data, holding the bulk data and that bulk data holding through what? Predefined cursors and explain and user defined cursors. That is also we are going to learn, sir. Okay, we are going to work with what? Some of the predefined cursors and we will try to create what? One user defined cursor as well. And we will see like how to handle the exceptions as well. And as I already told you, the stored procedures and stored functions are nothing but on what? Reusable components, sir. Once you create these things in the database side, that can be reused for n number of applications. Okay, and these are meant for what? Reusable components at the database side, sir. And when it comes for the triggers are purely meant for what? Auditing purposes, sir. Auditing purpose. What do you mean by auditing, sir? So for example, your application contains 100 tables and your application contains 100 tables and you manager come under the main and your application contains like 100 tables and every day like some of the new users are registering with your application and suddenly the manager came to you and asked you, could you please tell me, when does the Mahesh user got registered in our system? Tell me, sir, what you can do, sir? If the manager come to you and ask you about, could you please retrieve the information from the database, when does the Mahesh user got created in our application? Tell me, sir, how can you do that one, sir? How can you respond? How can you answer for that question? If the manager come to you and ask you the question about, so can you pull the information from the database? So when does the Mahesh user got registered in our application? So you will be you will be the connecting to the database and just for checking for the logins table and just for registrations table or the logins table and getting to know when does the record got created and all this stuff you are getting to know or not, sir? Come on, sir. Tell me, sir, is that true or not? Is that going to be the happen, sir? Is that going to be the happen like that only or not? Yes. Okay. So at the same way, I just wanted to know when does the Mahesh record got created in the database and when does the Mahesh record got modified and who created that record and how does the rows got affected, who updated the rows? Such a kind of audit information we can do with what? Triggers. Understand, sir? If you guys wanted to more, if you guys wanted to know about of a particular row, when does it got created in the application and and who made the last update on that particular row and which column it is updated and what would be the old value and what would be the new value, all these things, such a things you can get to know what? With the help of triggers. Understand, sir? Triggers. These are the very, very important concepts you need to learn with respect to what? PLSQL. Understand, sir? Working with the cursors, working with the exceptions, working with the stored procedures and functions, and working with what? Triggers. Okay. So each concept will have what? Own vital role, sir. Okay. Cursors for what, sir? Cursors for what? Holding the data and retrieving the data. Right, sir? Holding the data and retrieving the data. Same as an what? Retrieving the data. Same as an what? Result set object. Result set object in JDBC. Okay? Yes. So exceptions, sir. Okay, exceptions are meant for what? Handling what? The runtime exceptions. Handling what? The runtime exceptions, sir. That is what we are going to learn. Okay, so when it comes for what? Stored procedures. Come on, sir. What is the purpose of stored procedures and functions? Okay, stored procedures and functions. Reusable components. Reusable components, right? Reusable components in the database. Agree, everyone? And what is the purpose of triggers? What is the purpose of triggers? Auditing. Auditing. That's all. Auditing, sir. So this is what like as and what each and every concept will have their own importance, sir, in the PLSQL. Just you need to focus on these areas. So with respect to what? PLSQL, sir. Understand, sir? Okay. Yes. Hope you guys are comfortable so far the points which I have given here, sir, with respect to the concepts as well, which we are going to be the cover. Okay. So entire the PLSQL, what we are going to learn, sir? Simply, I can say that. So can I say PLSQL is on what? It's in the programming. It's in the programming approach or not, sir? Come on, guys. So PLSQL is on what? The programming approach. Programming approach to execute. Programming approach to execute the SQL statements or not, sir? To execute what? SQL statements or not? So if it is in the programming approach means definitely it needs to have some syntax of that program or not, sir? Come on, guys. If it is in the program, PLSQL is on the programming approach means definitely. So definitely we need to have the syntax. We need to have like as in the structure of the PLSQL program or not? Come on, guys. So definitely. So we will have like as in what? The PLSQL, the structure of the PLSQL structure program, sir. Understand, sir? So I'm going to talk about another concept here that is nothing but on the structure of the block structure. Okay, that is block structure of the PLSQL program, sir. Sir, try to understand. Try to understand. Please focus here. Okay, these are the fundamentals and basics you need to focus with respect to the PLSQL. If you are not understand on the fundamentals, you cannot understand like as in the programming as well, sir. Okay, yes, try to understand, sir. Okay, the first part is what? The first part is nothing but an what, sir? Okay, the first part is nothing but an declaration section, sir. What is section, sir? What is the first section? Declaration section. And this declaration section is what? Optional section, sir. What is the purpose of declaration section, sir? What is the purpose of declaration section? Where you can define what variables required for your program, right or not, sir? What are the different variables required for your program? Those are going to be the part of where? Come on, guys. Declaration section contains what? Declaration of the variables which are required for our program or not, sir? This is an optional section, sir. This is nothing but an what? It is an optional section. Understand? This is an optional section in every PLSQL program. Okay? Yes. So we will be having for what? A bunch of statements under the declaration section, sir. Let us put some dotted things here. Let us have some kind of statements. Hope you guys are comfortable. What is the first section, sir? Every PLSQL program. What is the first section of every PLSQL program? Come on, guys. What is the first section for every PLSQL program? Declaration section. So declaration section contains what? Declaration section contains what? Declaring the variables, declaring the constants required for our program, and declaring the cursors, and declaring what exceptions, and all these things we can define at what? Declaration section, sir. Okay, and we will be having another section, sir, as a part of an every PLSQL program. Okay, every PLSQL the block every PLSQL block contains what? Second section, sir. That is nothing but an what? Begin block. What block, sir? It is begin block, sir. Okay, and this begin block is what? Mandatory block, sir. This begin block is what? Mandatory block, or we can say what? The mandatory section or mandatory block, sir, we can say. Okay, inside the begin, so actual the procedure execution related statements, actually the program execution related statements will be there, sir, in the begin block. Okay, so where it will contains what? A lot of statements. That is the begin block. Okay, this is nothing but an what? Begin block, sir. Okay, and the third block we have and the third block we have, sir. Okay, the third block here is nothing but an what? Exception block. Okay, this is an exception block. So for every PLSQL block, for every PLSQL block, it is an optional block, sir. Exception block is also what? Optional block. Or we can say what? It's an optional section, we can say. Okay, where it will contains what? Exception handling code, sir. Okay, where it will contains what? Exception handling section, exception handling code here under the exception block. Okay, so and the last one is nothing but an what, sir? End block, sir. Okay, what block, sir? That is what section it is? End section. So this is also what? Mandatory section, sir. This is also nothing but an what? Mandatory section. Hope you guys are comfortable, sir. So total how many sections are there in every PLSQL block? How many sections are there in every PLSQL block? One is what? Declaration section. Second one is what? Begin block or begin section. And the third one is what? Exception section. And the fourth one is what? End block. Okay. Yes. And finally, so we have the another thing here. The finally we have like as in the every PLSQL block will end with what? Slash. Every PLSQL block end with what? Slash. Okay. So we will have this, the 5 things we need to keep in mind when you are working with what? Blocks in PLSQL, sir. Okay. Let us talk about one by one part. Okay. Declaration section, sir. As I already told you, sir, declaration section is purely meant for what, sir? Just for declaring the variables, constants, cursors, exceptions, everything. So declaration should be the part of and what? Declare part only. Okay, sir. And first of all, it is an optional section. Optional section, or we can say what? Optional block. Okay, optional section, or we can say what? Optional block. Okay. In this section, okay, what we can do, sir? In this section, we can declare what? Variables. We can declare what? Variables, constants. Okay, constant, cursors. Exceptions, etc., sir. Okay, and the next one is we can declare, okay, we can declare okay, we can declare only, okay, we can declare only one variable, okay, only one variable at a time, sir, at a time, okay, and only one variable. You can declare what? You can declare only one variable at a time throughout the PLSQL block, sir. Okay, so you cannot have a chance to redefine that variable, redefine the variable for what? For the multiple times. Okay, yes. Okay, entire PLSQL block, sir. Okay, yeah, don't worry, sir. We will learn about all these things, sir. Exceptions, how to declare the exceptions as well. Okay, we can declare only one variable at a time throughout the PLSQL block, sir. There is no option to declare the same variable for the multiple times in the entire PLSQL block, sir. This is all about for what? The declaration section or declare section, sir. Hope you guys are comfortable, sir. Hope you guys are comfortable or not? Declare section or declaration section? Yes. Okay. Then we'll be moving on to the next section, that is begin section, sir. Okay, that is nothing but on what? The begin section. Okay, try to understand, sir, here. Okay, and it is a mandatory section, right, sir? And it is what? It is a mandatory section which contains and it is a mandatory section, sir. And it is a mandatory section and it contains what? All the executable statements of what? SQL and PLSQL, sir. All executable statements of what? SQL and the PLSQL, sir. Okay, and every executable statement, every executable statement in the PLSQL block. Okay, every executable statement in the PLSQL block must be terminated with what? Semicolon. Understand, sir? Every PLSQL statement for every executable statement in the PLSQL block must be terminated with what? The semicolon, sir. Okay. Yes. Okay. Every assignment operator. Okay. Every assignment operations must be follow as what? In this manner, sir. Okay, colon equal to. Understand, sir? Understand? This is what you need to do, sir. Okay, every assignment operator in the begin block must be followed with what? Colon equal to. Understand, sir? If you declare one variable inside the declaration section, that variable need to be an asset, that variable value should be assigned here, means then you can go with what? A colon equal to what? 10, sir. Understand, sir? Understand my point, everyone? That is what these are the things you need to keep in mind when you are working with what? Begin block, sir. So the third one is what? Exceptions, sir. Okay, exceptions. So what is the purpose of these exceptions? And it is an what? First of all, it is an optional block. It is an optional section, and it contains the code. Okay, and it contains what? The code recording the what? Error handling, and recording what? Error handling. Okay, error handling occurred during the program execution. Understand, sir? Exception section is an optional section in every PLSQL block which contains what? The code, with the code which are required to handle for what? Exceptions during the program execution, sir. So no worries, we will see that going forward how to handle the exceptions in PLSQL program as well. Hope you guys are comfortable. So that is what? The third block, sir. Okay, the fourth one, sir, that is end block, end section. So what is the importance of this end section? It is a mandatory section or an optional section? Is it mandatory section or optional section, sir? End is an mandatory section or optional section? It is a mandatory section, sir. Okay, it is a mandatory section. Okay, it is the mandatory section, and it indicates what? Termination of the PLSQL program, sir. And it must be, and it must be what? And it must be end with a semicolon. Understand, sir? And it must be end with what? Semicolon. Example. Okay. Example. That is the end semicolon. That's all. Okay. That is what like as in the thing, sir. End section importance. It is a mandatory block on every PLSQL block. Okay, which indicates what? The termination of the PLSQL program must be end with what? Semicolon. Must be end with what? Semicolon, sir. Okay, that is what like as in the fourth section, sir. And we have the slash, sir. And we just discussing about with what? The fifth one as in what? Slash. Okay, and it is used used to run the script file, sir. Okay, or PLSQL or the PLSQL block. Script file or what? PLSQL block. Okay, hope you guys are comfortable, sir. Everyone, hope you guys are comfortable or not? Okay then. So I'm going to write a one sample PLSQL block, sir. I'm going to write a one sample PLSQL block. Yes, sir. It is a mandatory, sir. It's an yes. If you wanted to execute the previous command, it's an optional. It's an optional. Sudha, like it's an optional block, sir. So it is not at all mandatory. So up to your program is what? End block. That's all. If you wanted to execute like as in the previous command, previous PLSQL block means you can use what? Slash. Okay, completely, and it is an optional block, we can say. Okay, fine. So let us try to write a sample PLSQL block, sir. Okay, sample PLSQL block. Okay, so see, sir, so begin is what? Mandatory block, and end is nothing but an what? Mandatory block, right, sir? End is an what? Mandatory block or not? In between the begin block and the end block, I can write like as in the block of statements or not? Come on, sir. I need to write like as in the block of statements or not, sir? Yes. So inside the block of statements in Java, how can you print some message on the console? In Java, how can you print some message on the console, sir? System.out.println, right, sir? In the Java is in the programming approach, you can write like as in the message to display some message on the console as in what? System.out.println, right? And at the same way, PLSQL is in the programming approach, we can have an output statement to display something on the console. That is a DBMS underscore. Okay, DBMS underscore output underscore. Okay, DBMS underscore what? Output dot put underscore line. This is what? Function. Okay, DBMS underscore output is nothing but an what? Package, and put underscore line is nothing but an what? Function. Understand, sir? DBMS underscore output is nothing but an what? Package, sir, and put underscore line is nothing but an what? Function. You can write whatever the message you wanted to write to display on the console, so that you can write it, sir. Welcome to Ashok IT, that is PLSQL programming, sir. Okay, welcome to Ashok IT, what? The PLSQL programming. Hope you clear. This is what the sample PLSQL program to execute, sir. Hope you guys are comfortable or not, sir? So what is the purpose of DBMS underscore put underscore DBMS underscore output dot put underscore line? It's just like as an what? SOP statement in Java. DBMS underscore output dot put underscore line. It's nothing but an output statement in PLSQL, sir. Understand? Understand? Yes. So note one important, some important points. Okay, some important. if the above PLSQL block, if the above PLSQL block doesn't have, okay, doesn't having any errors, doesn't having any errors means, then you will receive a message called what? You will receive a message called what, sir? You will receive a message from the server as what, sir? PLSQL procedure, successfully completed, sir. That is what, like, as in the message you will be there. Understand, sir? If the above PLSQL block doesn't contains any errors means, then definitely you are going to see the screen, you are going to see the message on the screen as an what? PLSQL program got completed. Otherwise, what we can do, sir? You will see an error. You will see an error on the, you will get like as an what? You will get what? Errors list, sir. Your errors list on the console. That's all. Hope you guys are comfortable, sir. Hope you guys are comfortable. Shall we try to execute this sample block through SQL command line? Come on, sir. Shall we execute this sample block through SQL command line? Right? So see, sir, I have just connected to what? I have just connected to what? Sir, put means put underscore line, sir. Put underscore line is a function. Okay, it is a single word, sir. Put underscore line is what? The function, sir. Okay, DBMS underscore output is nothing but on the package. Okay, between these two strings, this is one string and this is another string. Between these two strings, you can have the dot. Okay, so observe carefully, sir. I just opened like as in what? SQL command line. I'm going to write the PLSQL block here. So that is declare. Sorry, not declare. So first one is what? Begin block. Okay, and then what is another one, sir? DBMS underscore output dot put underscore line. Okay, what you can see, sir? Singular quotes. Welcome to Ashok IT PLSQL programming, sir. Welcome to Ashok IT what? PLSQL programming. Okay, that's all. End block. So see, sir, see, to execute this procedure, what you can do, sir? Slash I need to use it. So what you are getting? What I'm getting, sir, here? Am I getting that the procedure has been executed successfully or not? PLSQL program has been executed successfully or not, sir? See, sir, I have written nothing more. I just started with my what? Begin block, and I have written like as an what? SOP statement. I just written what? Output statement, sir. So welcome to Ashok IT PLSQL programming, and end block with a semicolon word and slash I have used, sir, to execute the procedure, sir. To execute the procedure, sir. This is not, it's not an optional, sir. It is the mandatory, sir. Okay. Yeah. That is what one thing you need to keep in mind. Hope you guys are comfortable. How to execute the PLSQL block through command line? Come on, guys. How to execute the PLSQL block through command line? Is that clear, everyone? Yes. Okay, then. Okay. So immediately the question may get into our mind. Sir, we have written one PLSQL block, but we are not able to see the message. We are not able to see this message on the screen, but we are able to see the message called what? Successfully got completed. Where I can see this output, sir? Right or not? Where I can see that output or not? That is what the question may get, right, sir? Sir, you have written like as in the PLSQL block successfully, and you have executed that PLSQL block successfully as well. But where I can see this message, sir? Where I can see that message? So see, sir, in order to get the display messages, in order to see the output messages on the console, sir, okay, you need to enable one environment, sir, that is set server output on. This is what the command, sir. Okay, so set server output on. This is nothing but and what's just for enabling the environment for executing the block, PLSQL block. Set a server output on. That's all. Then you can use for what? Slash to execute what? Previous PLSQL block, sir. See, sir, now I am able to see that welcome to Ashok IT PLSQL programming message or not? Come on, sir. To see that output messages, on the console, what I need to do, sir? I need to enable the environment. How can I enable the environment of PLSQL? So using the command. What is that command? Set server output on. Then only you can see what the output messages of PLSQL block. Understand my point, guys, everyone? Is that clear, sir, everyone? So see, sir, if the above messages are executed, if the above PLSQL block doesn't contains having any errors, means okay, you will be the receive the message from the server as and what PLSQL procedure has been successfully completed. Otherwise, you will get like what errors list on the console. Okay, and to see the output messages, to see what output statements on the console, sir, we need to enable the PLSQL environment, sir. We need to enable what? PLSQL environment. Okay, so we need to enable what? PLSQL environment by passing the below command, sir, by providing the below command. Below command. That's all. What is that one, sir? Set server output on. That's all. This is what the command you need to pass it, and then re-execute the procedure. Re-execute what? PLSQL block. Re-execute what? PLSQL block by using a PLSQL block by using what? Slash. By using what? Slash. Then we can see what? Then we can see the below message, sir. Below message. Hope you guys are comfortable or not, sir, everyone? Everyone, is that clear? Any doubts? How to execute the PLSQL block? We are just slowly starting. We are just slowly starting to habituate to write what? PLSQL block. We are slowly habituating to write a PLSQL block, sir. Okay. Yes. I would like to write another PLSQL block. I would like to write like as in another PLSQL block with the declaration section. So can I write that one or not? So for example, okay, I wanted to write another PLSQL block, sir. Okay, another PLSQL block with what section, sir? Declare section. Okay, I'm going to write like as in what? Declare. Okay, declare section, and something what you name that is varchar 2 of 50 characters, and then where I can assign what? Something what? Mahesh. I can give like as in my name as in what? Mahesh. So can I declare the variable in this manner? Shall I declare the variable, right, sir? Shall I declare the variable under the declaration section or not? Definitely. So begin block will start and dbms underscore, okay, dbms underscore output dot put underscore line of, okay, welcome message, welcome to Ashok IT. Welcome to Ashok IT for Oracle. Okay, for Oracle sessions by just a pipe symbol. That pipe symbol is meant for what, sir? Concatenation. Concatenation, sir. That's all. Understand, sir? So DBMS underscore output dot put underscore line. This is nothing but an what output statement. This is nothing but an what hard coded fashion. And the double pipe symbol is meant for what, sir? For this, the string, it will concatenate with what? Username, sir. That's all. For that, the string, it is concatenating with what? User name. That's all. It's just like as in the SOP statement with concatenation of what? Plus a symbol, sir. We in Java, we can write like as an SOP statement with concatenation with some variable name or not using plus, right? At the same way, in the PLSQL as well, you can do the concatenation between the two strings by using what? Double pipe symbol. Understand? That is what we are going to use. Okay, then. So let us execute it. Let us give a try to execute this PLSQL block again. So CLS here, declare. Okay, uname, that is varchar2 of something what 30 characters, and just make it is in initialization to what? Mahesh. Okay, then begin block. Okay, dbms underscore output dot put underscore line, sir. Okay, so welcome to what? Ashok IT. Welcome to what? Ashok IT Oracle sessions by. Okay, Oracle sessions by nothing but an what? Username. I'm going to display it. Okay, username. That's all. dbms underscore output dot put underscore line. So welcome to Ashok IT Oracle sessions by what? This one. Okay, and semicolon and execute it. So see, sir, we are getting the value of the message or not? Welcome to Ashok IT Oracle sessions by what? Mahesh or not? Come on, sir. Am I able to write the blocks or not through SQL command line? I'm able to see that messages as well or not, sir? Come on, sir. Okay. Some more points I would like to add it here. Okay. dbms underscore output dot put underscore line. Okay. It is on the output statement. It is on what? Output statement, which can be used, which can be used to display some message, on the console, sir. On the console. Okay. And the some more important points, dbms underscore. Okay, dbms underscore output is nothing but on what? The predefined package. Okay, predefined package, and put underscore line. Okay, put underscore line, sir. Put underscore line. It's nothing but on what? Put underscore line is nothing but on what? Function, sir. That's all. Okay. Yes. And double pipe symbol is meant for what, sir? Double pipe symbol is meant for what? Concatenation. Okay, concatenation, sir. That's all. Hope you guys are comfortable or not, sir? So far. I would like to write one more PLSQL block to perform what? So math addition, sir. To perform what? Math addition. So definitely I need to go for what? Declare block. Declare block A, that is nothing but on what? Number, that is equal to, okay, that is equal to what? 10. Okay, then B, that is also number, so nothing but on what? 20. Okay, and then begin block. Okay, and then what I need to do, sir? C is equal to what? A plus B. Okay, and then dbms underscore output dot put underscore line of what? Sum of two numbers. Okay, sum of two numbers and then C. Okay, and then end block and then followed by what? So see, sir, what you are getting, sir? You got some errors. So why? Because C is not declared, but you are trying to reuse that variable. That's why it is getting an error, sir. That's why it is getting an error. Okay, in such cases, what you need to do, sir? You no need to type anything. You just need to go with what? ED. So whatever the script you have typed, that will be an opening with another one file, sir. Okay, that will be opened with what? One file. What you need to do, sir? It is nothing but an what? C as an what? A number. That's all. So just declare that variable. Just declare the variable. Save that one, and just 1 minute, sir. Let me have a thing. Yeah. See, sir. Okay. So when you type like as an ED, sir, you will get like this notepad file, and you can declare the variable here, and then once you save this file, sir, you can exit it. That's all. So just again use what? Slash. Again use what? Slash. Okay, again use what? Slash, sir. See, sir, again you got an error. On the line number 5, column 1, PLSQL encountered the symbol as an what? Begin when expecting the following statement as an what? Either not null or default character, as you need to define it. Again, you need to go for what? Again. So that is default value I am going to define as an what? That's all. Okay. Save it. Okay. See, sir, have you got the things or not? The sum of the two numbers as an what? 30 we are getting or not, sir? Everyone. Everyone. Have you got the things or not, sir? The sum of the two numbers which we got like as in the 30 or not? Yeah. Fine. So that is what like as in the things, sir. Okay. So I'm going to write like as in the sample PLSQL procedure, sir. Okay. Sample PLSQL block. I'm going to write another PLSQL block here. So declare section is meant for what? What is the purpose of declare section, sir? What is the purpose of declare section? A, that is nothing but an what? Number, then equal to what? 10. And B, that is number, immediately that equal to what? 20. Okay. And then C is also nothing but an what? Number. Okay. Then followed by what? The begin block, sir. And then followed by dbms underscore output dot put underscore line of nothing but an what? A sum of two numbers. Sum of two numbers, and then followed by what? C, sir. That's all. And this is nothing but an what? End block. And this is nothing but an what, sir? Slash. That's all. So what is the output you are going to get, sir? What is the output you are going to get? The sum of two numbers. Okay, the sum of what? Okay, two numbers. What, sir? That is nothing but an what? 30, sir. Okay, 30. And the PLSQL block, what you are getting, sir? PLSQL procedure successfully completed. Hope you guys are comfortable, sir, everyone. How to execute the PLSQL block using a CLI interface, everyone. So immediately the question may get into your mind, sir, our program is passing like as in hard coded values. Is there any way to pass these values as in the dynamically at runtime? Yes, sir, it is possible, sir. It is possible to pass these values dynamically to the PLSQL block by using what? Ampersand operator, sir. Understand, sir? By using what? Ampersand operator. Hope you guys are comfortable. What I am trying to say. Hope you guys are comfortable or not. Almost all the data types are similar to what SQLs are in PLSQL, and And so we can have an output statement to write some messages on the console as an what dbms underscore output dot put underscore line, sir. Understand? That is what like as in the thing, sir. Okay. Yes. Okay then. Hope you guys are comfortable, sir, everyone. Any doubts? So with respect to the data types, sir, so whatever the data types we have in SQL, so almost all the data types which we have used, which we are which we have used, okay, with respect to the data types, sir. Okay, with respect to the data types, the data types, the data types, same as an what? Same as an what? SQL in PLSQL as well. Understand, sir? The data types are nothing but an what? Same as in SQL, same as the SQL in PLSQL, sir. That is what one thing, sir. Okay. So with respect to the operators, sir, with respect to the operators are also the same as an what SQL operators, except assignment operator got changed, sir. Okay. So same as an what? Same as SQL operators. Okay. Same as an what? SQL operators. Okay. Assignment operator will be using what? Will be using what? Colon equal to. That's all. Hope you are clear. This is what like as on the one thing. Okay. So data types are almost going to be the same in SQL and same as on what PLSQL as well. And with respect to the operators, okay, with respect to the operators, nothing but on what same as an SQL operators and assignment operator will be changed here, sir. Okay. So with respect to the output statement, what is the output statement, sir, here? What is the output statement? Come on, sir. What is an output statement here? dbms underscore output dot put underscore line. You can provide the message, sir. That's all. This is nothing but an what? Output statement, sir. So there is a no input with respect to what? Input statement, sir. Okay, with respect to what? No predefined any input function. Okay, there is no predefined, there is a no predefined input function given by PLSQL, sir. Okay. So for this, we need to use, what? Ampersand symbol to read the values from the end user. Okay, to read the value from the end user, sir. Understand, sir, everyone? Hope you are clear. Hope you guys are comfortable or not with respect to the concepts. Any doubts? Any confusions? Slowly we'll getting into what? PLSQL programming, sir. Slowly I'm trying to habituate how to write a PLSQL block. Okay. And the tomorrow session, we will talk about two kinds of blocks, anonymous blocks and we have the another kind of blocks as well. Okay. Anonymous blocks and subprograms as well. Okay. That we are going to talk on the tomorrow, and we will slowly habituate for the tomorrow as well how to write the blocks in command line. Understand, sir? Sir, to get the complete knowledge of and the PLSQL for this week of classes is required. Up to the Sunday, we will have the sessions, sir. Okay, Sunday we will plan for the long session. Okay, yes, I will get to know the timings as well. Then that's all for the today, guys. If you have any questions, you can go ahead and ask me, sir. Okay, otherwise we'll wind up with the today's session and we'll meet you on the tomorrow session, sir. Okay, that's all from my side for today, sir.